Okay, actually moon represents the food. Actually, when we are saying about the moon, all the food what we are taking, it is represented by the moon. And during the eclipse, the food is really getting affected. Hello friends, in this video we will discuss about the eclipses which is going to happen on this Deepavali Amavasya and Kartika Purnima. In every year we are having solar eclipses and lunar eclipses. Okay, so the question comes to our mind, why these eclipses are happening? Okay, so the answer is that Earth is moving around the sun and moon is moving around the earth. So when these three are aligned, during that time, the shadow of earth is falling on the moon, or the shadow of moon is falling on the earth. So that creates the eclipse. Okay, so actually this shadow which creates the eclipse are nothing but Rahu and Ketu. So we can say that Rahu and Ketu are mathematical calculated point on which the eclipses is happening. And interestingly, these calculated points are moving in retrograde motion or retrograde direction in anti-zodiac manner. Okay, so and this Rahu and Ketu will the cyclic time of Rahu and Ketu is around 18 years. Like if the eclipse happening on the Aries, if Rahu affected eclipse is happening on the Aries, so after 18 years the Rahu will again come to Aries, and in Aries the Rahu affected eclipse will going to happen. So we can say that these Rahu and Ketu are mathematical calculated point. So during that year, when Sun transit through that sign, in that month eclipse will happen. Okay, so like presently Rahu is in the sign of Aries and Ketu is in the sign of Libra. So when Sun is transit during the sign of Libra, eclipses will happen. Like after this Tula Sankranti, Sun is moving in this sign. So during this Amavasya, when Sun, Moon are aligning, it creates a solar eclipse. So this is the fact behind the eclipse. When these three are aligning, this will create an eclipse. Okay. So the next question is that whether the eclipse will affect me or not. How I can know that? So in your bar chart, if these 5 things are along the eclipse axis, then the eclipse will affect you. So what are those 5 things? First is Lagna, second one is Arudha Lagna, third one is Moon, fourth one is Sun, fifth one is Lagnes. If these 5 checkpoints, or we can say that these 5 points are along the eclipse axis, then definitely you check your chart from a good Jyotish to take the guidance, to get the guidance from the Guru. So if you are seeing that any of these 5 is along the Rahu Ketu axis, so you definitely check your chart from a good Jyotish. Okay, and you observe that in every year there may be solar eclipse, after that there may be a lunar eclipse, or there may be lunar eclipse first and after that there will be solar eclipse. So this sequence, a certain kind of naming is given to this sequence. Like if solar is happening first, after that lunar is happening, then this is called as moksha. Okay, remember this is called as moksha. If solar eclipse happening first in the cyclic, after that lunar is happening, then this is called as moksha. If lunar is happening first, after that solar is happening, then this is called as bhoga. Okay, so how we can use this concept in our chart reading? Okay, as I mentioned, these 5 checkpoints in your chart, what are those? One is Lagna, second one is Moon, third one is Arudha Lagna, fourth one is Sun, and fifth one is Lagnas. Divide these 5 points into 2 categories. First one is Lagna Arudha Lagna, moon, one category. Second one is Lagnes and sun. This is second category. So the first category, Lagna, Arudha Lagna, moon. If the lunar is happening, after the solar is happening, first lunar eclipse happening and after that solar eclipse happening, which is called as Bhoga. If that is happening on the and these three are involved in that eclipse axis, then they will be benefited. Okay, and if solar is happening first, after that lunar is happening, and sun and Lagnes are along the eclipse axis, then the person will be benefited. Otherwise, they need to take extra care. Okay, so my point is that if you are seeing this year the eclipse, first is solar eclipse, after that is lunar eclipse. Okay, so this sequence is called as moksha. Okay, if along Aries and Libra axis, if someone has sun and or their Lagnes, so they will be benefited from the axis eclipse. Okay, if someone has either moon, Arudha Lagna or Lagna on this Aries Libra axis, so they will get problem because of this eclipse. So they need to check their chart from a good Jyotish to take the guidance. Okay, so we must remember that these are the checkpoints. These are the checkpoint on which, if the eclipse are happening, then definitely you need to check the chart from a good Jyotish. Okay, so actually on during eclipse, what is happening during eclipse? You see the darkness is rising. Okay, the darkness is rising. Okay, so by this darkness, we can say that as the darkness is rising, we are getting low kind of guidance. Okay, so to get proper guidance, we must worship the Guru during this eclipse. Okay, so if your Lagna Lord or Sun is involved in the eclipse axis, then definitely you need to worship Dakshinamurti, Saiva form of Guru, Dakshinamurti. If Lagna, Arudha Lagna, moon is involved during the eclipse axis, then you must worship the Dattatreya. Okay, these are the basic thing. What I am explaining, these are the basic thing. If you are seeing that in your chart, you are having Lagna Lord or Sun in Aries or Libra, so you need to worship Dakshinamurti, Saiva form of Guru. If you are seeing that you are having Lagna, Arudha Lagna and moon in Aries, Libra axis, so you need to worship Dattatreya. Okay, so these two guru will really help to get rid of this eclipse effect. Okay, so one need to remember that as this eclipse happening in the Aries Libra axis, so one need to see that whether he is having Sun or Lagnes. If the native is having Sun and Lagnes, then they will be benefited by this eclipse. Okay, if someone has Lagna, Arudha Lagna or moon on this axis, okay, so they will definitely they will get a negative result from this eclipse. So they need to check the chart from a good Jyotish. Okay, remember, as the solar eclipse is happening on the sign of Libra and the Nakeshtra of Swati, if someone born on Swati Nakshatra, definitely they need to check their chart and do the remedial measures to get out of the ill effect of this eclipse. Specifically, if you are having Aries moon or Libra moon, Mesha Rasi and Tula Rasi, these two moon sign people must take the guidance of a good Jyotish, because this eclipse is a moksha kind of eclipse. Okay, and as you are having and as you are having moon during that eclipse line, it will give you a bad result. So you need to take the guidance of the guru, or if you are not able to take guidance from take proper guidance, then do worship Lord Dattatreya. Okay, and finally I will discuss a certain thing which we are listening from our childhood, like during the eclipse time, do not eat food. So what is the astrological reason behind that? Look, during the Samudra Manthan, when Amrit came out, and Lord Vishnu, when serving the Amrit among Deva and Asura, so it was Sun and Moon who identified that a Asura take the Amrit. Okay, that is the reason why this Asura again and again eating the Sun and Moon. This is the mythological story of the eclipse. Okay, actually moon represents the food. Actually, when we are say about the moon, all the food what we are taking, it is represented by the moon. And during the eclipse, the food is really getting affected. Okay, the food is really getting affected. That is the reason why we are not taking food at least 12 hours before from the eclipse. Like this eclipse is happening on the around 5 p.m. Okay, so from the 12 hours before, like morning 5 p.m. we will not eat. Okay, so the basic purpose is to keep our stomach empty and to do meditation during the time of eclipse. Do worship the Guru Dattatreya during the time of eclipse to reduce the ill effect of the eclipse. So friends, this is the concept behind eclipse, and why this annual solar and lunar eclipse are very important, and how these eclipses will affect you, how you can able to know that. Hope you like this video. Do like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.